presentation last year, so none of you, I can assure you, none of you saw this presentation last year. In fact, even the people last year didn't see this presentation because several things have changed and I've updated it a little bit. But the banner did not change, so it still looks like we did this last year, but we didn't. First of all, how many of you have heard that Google Plus is dead? Is it dead? It's dead. It's totally dead. No, it's not dead. Nothing of the sort. In fact, they're reinvesting in it. They're adding more value to it. They're building it. They're innovating. They're changing things in Google Plus all the time. And the thing is that because they're changing it, they now say that that's a reason to justify that saying that it's dead. If they're changing it, it must be dead, right? Okay. The reality is that we've had a lot of things happen in social media. How many of you remember the days when Facebook and Facebook Messenger were the exact same app? Okay. How many of you are now using Facebook Messenger as a completely separate app? Yeah. Okay. So that was a split, right? They created a split where they're two different apps instead of the exact same app. Okay. Well, guess what? Google announced that they are breaking off the Photos app from Google Plus. And that was news to everybody that they were going to get rid of Google Plus. Did they say the same thing about Facebook when they broke the Messenger app? They didn't. They said the exact opposite. They said Facebook is innovating. Okay, so you can see that there's a kind of a bias in the media against Google Plus. And so what I'd really like to do is hopefully dispel some of those rumors and kind of show you that there is an awful lot of innovation, an awful lot of value in Google Plus as a platform for your personal life, as well as for your professional life, business and otherwise. Google Plus is, by pure numbers of people that have an account, okay, not necessarily activity, but in pure numbers of people that have an account, is the second largest network in the world. Okay? Second only to Facebook. It overtook Twitter in April of last year for the most number of people with a profile. In terms of active users, it's about the same as Twitter in terms of total number of active users. Active users being described as people who have used the app or the service at least once over the course of 30 days. Okay. Google Plus is a very strong and viable network. In fact, when I was working at Mattel, I was hired in part because of my social media experience. And unfortunately, I didn't go into the social media for cnctNOW. I went into a different area. But the gentleman who was in charge of social media for cnctNOW asked me what I thought about Google Plus. He opened a whole big old can. I told him that I thought Google Plus was the future of social media in so many ways. Okay, we can get into a little bit about the theoreticals of that a little bit, or the academics of that. But what I told him, I says, for his target network, which is going to be people in sciences, okay, people interested in science and technology, people interested in learning about that information. Google Plus was absolutely the perfect audience for him. And he's like, okay, well, how do I prove it to the bigwigs over here at the lab? You know, no one's doing it. We don't have any proof that this is where we need to be. I says, just do it. I guarantee you it will be huge. Okay? It took him 3 months to convince them to let him start a Google Plus account for the lab. It took him 3 months more, once they actually let him do it, to overtake their presence on Facebook. There were more followers on their Google Plus account than on Facebook in just 3 months. Okay? And that was just setting up shop. He hadn't even begun to really broaden his horizons. Once he took the couple of strategic elements that we'll talk about here and actually started engaging with an audience and developing an audience, it has now doubled any of their networks, LinkedIn being one of their largest. It is huge. They have over 180,000 followers on Google+. Okay? That's a huge audience. That's a dramatic improvement over what they have on all of their other networks. You can come back. Okay? They found a niche. They found a really ideal place to communicate their message to people that care about it. Now, what's great is that there's hundreds of thousands of people in every possible niche on Google+. I'm going to show you a little bit about that here in just a little bit. Okay. Here's my prediction. You can shoot it down all you want, and TechCrunch and all the other talking heads out there in social media and technology can tell me I'm foolish and don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you right now, mainstream growth for Google+, not only as a social network, but as an application for so many different things, is going to grow dramatically mainstream in the next 12 to 18 months. In part because of Hangouts being its own app, and in part because of Photos being its own app. As people learn to use those as individual tools, they will find that it is a natural fit to also use Google+. Okay? There's a lot of people that want to use Hangouts because of what we saw early this morning. You can communicate with someone face-to-face, right? There's a lot of people that want to use that application but don't necessarily want that Google+ account. Well, Photos, after a recent reveal at Google I/O this year, but the Photos app is absolutely the most astounding app for photos, period. Period. I know there's a lot of people that probably love Mac products out there. Just wake up. Don't say anything. All right, so we're going to go over a couple of features. This is my list of features. I'm going to bounce up actually to Google+ so you can kind of take a look at that. So I'm going to go to my personal profile, and I'm also going to go to my business page, kind of go through some of these and how you can use them. Okay, so some of the things I want, we've already seen an example of Hangouts and Hangouts on Air. In fact, this is on Hangouts on Air right now. Everything that you're seeing from your perspective is at a slight angle for everybody else, and that is all being recorded on onto a YouTube channel where we can then share it with people later. Okay, so even though people can watch it live right now and listen to me yammer on, that they can hear it again later if they need to find out why I was so passionate about it. Okay, so from a personal profile perspective, you have this Hangouts application over here. I use Hangouts actually for my text messaging. I've connected it to my Google Voice number. Okay, so all of my text messages come through Hangouts application. But in addition to that, I can start that video call from my Hangouts app. I can also do just regular messaging, just like on a Facebook Messenger. Okay, I can do a lot of different things. I can even make phone calls from this application using my Android device. Okay, there is an immense amount of power in the Hangouts app. Okay? I encourage you, if you haven't looked at it, to look into it and learn more about it and see how it can fit into your personal experiences. Okay, that's one of the things that I wanted to show. I've got my nephew. He text messaged me just a little bit ago with this really cool screenshot of insights from his weather page, showing me how much growth he had just because of some of the heat that we're experiencing today. And I got texts live on our broadcast. from Michelle as we were trying to get her connected to us this morning. But you can see all of this, okay? Close that out. In addition to that, I have the ability to organize things into circles. That's another really important feature of Google Plus is circles. How many people are organizing their connections on Facebook using lists? Okay, a couple people. How many of you know how to do that? Okay, but more people know how to do it, but it's not intuitive. Okay, it's not straightforward. When you become friends with someone, are they really your friend? Or are they just an acquaintance? How do you know that? Why are they important to you? What group of people do they belong to in your life? Okay, I have family. I have people that just live in the Tri-Cities that I know, right? Acquaintances that live in the Tri-Cities. I have people that have the same religious background as me. I have people that went to the same high school. I have people that went to the same college. I have people that I know are experts in social media. I have people that I know that are teachers, etc. You can create all of these different circles, right? And they all have different focuses or different interests. And you can organize your entire world, all of your contacts, into these circles in very, very easy ways. Okay? So, who wants to be in one of my circles? Yeah. And Spencer, right? There, we got Shannon, Spencer, and Shannon, Spencer from Uber Heights. I don't know. But I can go on to Shannon and Spencer. I don't think we're not in any of my circles. Okay? So all right, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to add you to my Tri-Cities circle. Okay? I see that she's not part of any of my circles, so I'm just going to add her to my Tri-Cities circle. But if she had filled out her entire account, I could see other interests that she might have. Okay? And I could say, oh, I see that she's interested in business. Or, oh, I see that she's a marketing professional. Or, oh, she's interested in Doctor Who. Okay? That's a shared passion, right? I can add her to those different circles so that I know what type of content I can expect from that person. I also have the ability to communicate with just that circle. Okay? How many of you are tired of hearing about where's the best place to eat in San Francisco? Right? You live in the Tri-Cities, you don't care about San Francisco, you don't want to know about that, right? But we get it because people don't know how to manage their social media profiles effectively. Okay? They can't communicate to a list, right? They can't say, I only want to talk to the people in San Francisco. They just automatically go public or to all of their friends. Okay? Not all of their friends have a way to communicate, oh yeah, the best place is XYZ company on XYZ Boulevard, right? They don't have the ability to do that. Yes. I am planning a class, but it may be in July, but we may push it out in August. But yeah, look, I am planning a class on that. So. Yeah, and it's a good class, of course. So there's a lot of different abilities here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my home screen, right? And I'm going to post something just for the Tri-Cities, okay? I'm going to go here, and right now it says public. I don't want to communicate with the public. They're nice enough people, but I want to just communicate with Tri-Cities people, okay? That's 385 people in that circle. I'm going to say, I am having so much fun at social media day 15 to 19. Okay, so now I have a couple of different options. I am having so much fun at social media day, Tri-Cities 15, presenting on Google Plus. I hope my audience is too. I can communicate just to the Tri-Cities people, just that 385 people, as opposed to my entire audience of 2,200 people. I have narrowed down the number of people that will see this, okay? Not everybody cares about what's going on in Tri-Cities, but Tri-Cities presumably do, right? I can also send an email to anybody that's in that group. Here's a case where this is going to be important. Let's say there's someone in the audience that doesn't have a Google Plus account. But guess what? They're part of your contacts list. Okay? And you've wanted to organize your contacts list based on your circles of the circles that you live in, right? That contact is an email contact. You can still communicate with them via email and then not be part of Google Plus. All you got to do is send an email to everybody that's in that city, and anybody who is not part of Google Plus will receive that message in their email. Okay? So you still communicated to them. They don't have to be part of the social network that you're using, but they still get the update. Okay? I'm not going to do that because I don't think they need that in an email. Right? It's not an important message for them to see. But this is a really great tool for people with grandparents who have an email, right? And they want to know what's going on in your life. They want to see all those beautiful pictures of your grandkids, of their grandkids, but they don't know how to use social media, right? So you can make sure that they get that in their email. They see the correspondence. They are able to see those pictures and view them and interact with them, and then respond to you via email. It'll show up in the thread. And you didn't need me name. Okay? This is a great use case scenario for that. I'm going to go ahead and share that. Okay. Now, only the people that are in the Tri-Cities circle are going to be able to see this. So if you're not part of my Tri-Cities circle, you're not going to be able to see that post. Okay? You can tell because it says shared privately. I have a lot of control over who can see this. I can say disable comments. I can mute the post so that nothing more can be changed or edited to it. I can disable reshares. Okay? So what if I posted something that I didn't want the world to see? Okay? Case in point. You share stuff with your family that it's got pictures of your kids and you want to stay private and you don't want that to be spread all across the internet where people can see it, right? Disable reshares. Now it stays private. No one's going to be able to share that broadly and see all of those pictures. Okay? They can't say, oh, I got to share this with XYZ person. They would love it. Okay? You have the ability to control all of this. These are things that you don't have the ability to do on other networks. It's a really unique thing, and it's a fantastic thing.
Question.
All sorts of questions, yes.
Okay, I'm friends with you on Google Plus,
yes.
But nothing showed up.
You're not in my Tri-City circle. You're in other circles.
Okay.
How do you recategorize somebody, or can you in circles once you put them in one?
Yeah. So let's look at Patty, right? Patty, you're in 3 circles. You are indeed in my Tri-City circle, but I can add you to my friend circle or all sorts of different circles, right? So all you got to do is go to the person, go to their profile, hover over the little button, okay? You refresh that, I'm sure you'll see it. We're good. You can put them in any category you want. Now there's also another thing over here where you can go to people. Okay, you go to people. It's going to show you all the people that you're connected to, and you can drag and drop them for people that you can find that may be connected to you. You can also see anybody that's in your circle that has you in circles, so you can then say, "Oh, I got to follow that person, right? Because they follow me. I want to make sure that I follow them as well." Okay, there's, let's see. You can go to your Gmail contacts and see all the people that you have contacts for Gmail on and connect with them individually. Just lots of different ways to find people and categorize them based on your connection to. Okay, so that's a pretty easy way to manage that. Honestly, there's way too much to get into Google Plus, and I have like 5 minutes left to go into.
My computer just died because you went over.
Oh,
But you're still
man.
broadcasting, so.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about Hangouts business applications, and we won't get to that today. I wanted to talk about communities. Communities is actually one of the most powerful features for growing your audience and finding people that have similar interests to you. That's how cnctNOW was able to develop such a huge following so quickly, is they connected with communities that were already developed and growing. So they reached out to the Science on Google Plus community, right? And that was a very vibrant community full of people that were always discussing and sharing content around that subject matter. Now, outside of that, they have lives that are completely unrelated. They have interests that are completely unrelated. But they were able to tap into that particular audience with that specified interest and leverage that into an audience for their content. Okay? So as you participate in communities that are centered around an idea or a theme or an interest, right? You're able to engage with them in that community and make them followers for your own content. Okay? You can share that content directly into the communities, or you can share it across your profile. As you develop an influence and following, that sharing it on your profile or on your page will be just as effective as sharing it in the community. Okay? So that's one way to build that is through the Google communities. Collections is a brand new feature. How many of you use Pinterest? You don't have to be shy about it. Okay, so Pinterest is a fantastic tool. I love Pinterest for the ability to organize your thoughts around different themes and ideas. Guess what? You can do the same thing with Google+. Okay, they just added collections to it. You can create a collection around, like I've got one for Doctor Who. Doctor Who fans. What? I also have one for tech and gadgets. Okay, so you can also follow other people's collections. So case in point, not everybody wants to follow me for the pictures of my kids. Not everybody wants to follow me for my rants about politics. Not everybody wants to follow me for a lot of these other things. So if they click follow, right, and add me to a circle, they may see all of my public posts, okay? Everything. The broad diversity of everything that I post. What if they only want to see posts about a particular topic from me? What if we have one passionate subject that we care about? Let's say it's Doctor Who. They can follow that collection of posts, and that's the only thing they see on their newsfeed, is that subject matter. Okay? So how many of you have really political friends? Okay? How many of you don't like that? I love it, but, right? You can follow them for just the posts that you like from them. If they categorize their posts into certain categories, you can follow just that content. That is a beautiful thing. And that is a really powerful thing. I hope that you guys are seeing a little bit more of how valuable Google Plus can be, not only from a personal perspective in organizing and managing your social connections, but also from a business perspective. A lot of these things cross over, and if you use a little bit of ingenuity and creativity, have huge applications in the business world. And I'd love to talk to you more about that, and I will be doing a class on Google Plus. It will be a 2-hour class sometime in July, maybe in August. So I'm out of time. Anya is trying to cut me off, and we need to go to lunch. So you're welcome to ask me questions after this. So I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.